All right. Good morning. It is Monday, May 9th, 2022. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I had a great weekend, but enough of that. Let's get right on going. What are we doing here? Well, I'm keeping you updated with how the growth of my company is going, how I create my plans and how I go after them. And then what do I do when life intervenes? You know, the real nitty gritty of what it takes to create to create goals and results that you want in your life. And a lot of times when you listen to authors or speakers and such, they just have a short period of time, so they've got to kind of condense it down. But oftentimes you don't really realize the day-to-day ups and downs, ins and outs of trying to create something, and it can be real easy. I'll speak for myself, but I think it's for other people. If it doesn't look like you're going in a straight line to achieve your goal, it's very easy to get frustrated. And a lot of times I feel like I'm driving in the weeds, but then I get back up on the road, and it just seems to be how it is. So let's take a look at what happened this last week and what we're going to do for next week, and then share a little bit of some possible insights with you. So here we go. As I said, we're going to be combining a few different philosophies here, and one of them is going to be the one thing philosophy that I learned from Gary Keller from his book. And so I have one thing that I absolutely must get done, and then the other things are things that I should get done or that I want to get done. But we're using the three key areas of money, health, and relationships. We're doing them in that order. Why? Well, the rationale here is without any money, it's tough to take care of your health. And without any money and without any health, it's tough to spend quality time with people that you love. So that's kind of the priority list that we're going to work with here. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just what we're going to be using. Feel free to use yours or adopt this one, because that's what I hope you're doing also, is I hope you're playing along at home. I'm hoping you'll take this time or your own time and create your goals, but because all of these goals line up with my ultimate purpose. And let me be really clear, we'll go over this at another time, but the farther something is out, the less clarity I have on it. And I've always been encouraged to get as much clarity as possible. And I agree with that. Clarity is power. I've heard that and I agree with that too. But sometimes you can't have the clarity, because sometimes you got to climb up to the top of a knoll or a little mountain or a hill and be able to look out and see what's coming next. You have a general idea where you're going. You're going west, young man, go west. But still, how to get west and survive it and make it is a whole nother story. And you'll hear me say nice stuff about Tony Robbins a lot, because he's been a really good influence in my life, I think. And one of the things he would say is the map is not the terrain. And even today with Google, it's such a great tool to see this, because if you go way up high, it looks one thing, and then you take it all the way down to the lowest picture on Google Maps, Google Earth, or whatever, and it looks, of course, completely different. Then when you get in your car and you drive over there, can be even different more, right? They could be working on the roads. There could have been a fire at one of the buildings. It's not there. Anything can happen. So the map is never the terrain. And that's kind of half the fun of this achievement and writing goals and trying to achieve them, is the journey to get there. So anyway, that's what we're doing. That's what I'm sharing with you guys, so you can see what it really takes to create the results in your life that you really want to, and or not create them. I don't know. I might totally fail on creating these goals, but we are heading in the right direction. So anyway, let's look at these goals here. So for last week, how did I do on my money goals? My number one action goal was 5 hot prospecting calls a day. I didn't do so good there. I only got 2. So what does that mean? It means I need to step it up. And this is supposed to be my one thing. So I'm going to be honest with you about this stuff. I only did that where I selected my 5 hot prospects and called them. I only did that 2 of the 5 days last week. So obviously I can see where there's some room for improvement. My second action goal here, remember we're doing actions and then we're doing results. So my second action goal was 30 minutes a day on QuickBooks. I only did that once. So, I mean, I can't expect to be hitting my result goals. And I did not do great there either. I did not get a new account last week, and my goal is 2. And I only achieved 12% of the income that I wanted. And so now the income that I want is that's where I'm trying to get to. It's not this week. But still, only 12%. That's not very good revenue. So that's the real deal. Anyway, let's drop down to health. Health is our next category here. And I have a lot of fun running and working out and such. So I hit that 100% every day that I wanted to. My result goal was to be under 215, and I was at 222, I think, last time, and I'm at 219.5 this morning, so that's going good. And then when it comes to relationships, I had 3 action goals. One was to have 2 great workouts with my girlfriend. And although we actually went and did the workouts, I only give myself credit for 1, because there's supposed to be 2 supportive workouts where I am being supportive of my girlfriend's rather newness to the gym and learning how to be a good partner with her as she's learning to be a good partner with me. And I felt like we did that really good one day, but then I felt like the other day I totally did not. So I can't give myself credit for that. We did do our book study. So the action goal was to have one hour a book study on improving relationships, improving communication. We're kind of looking at it like a college course, a 1-unit college course. If I remember correctly, is 1 hour of lecture, and then you're supposed to do 1 hour of homework that week also. So we're trying to use that as a way to educate ourselves to have a better relationship, have a fabulous relationship. All right, and the last one was for me to buy a saw and cut some 2x4s for a bedroom project that we're doing. I got the saw. I did not cut the 2x4s. So anyway, but then the result was for us to go to Sammy Hagar and have a great time. And we did that. And so the result, even though the week with the activity with my girl and I, we really were butting heads. We had butted heads a few days. And I won't deny it, it drags me down. And over the weekend, we recommitted to our relationship. We both realized that we both can, there's always room for growth on both of our sides. And so that wrapped up. So that turned out really well. The result, we absolutely hit the result. So 2 out of 3 areas, pretty decent. That money area, though, which is my weakness, which is the toughest one for me, definitely I can see where I need to step up my actions. All right. So where did life intervene? I'm opening the office. So a year and a half ago, I went to Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny and set up 4 one-year goals for 2021. And these were the best goals I could come up with. It was through Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny, so it was a very intensive program. So these goals are the best that I could do, and I had 4 of them. And one of them was to hire an assistant. The second one was to naturally get my blood pressure below 120/80. The third one was to go to Prague, a great trip to Prague. And the fourth one was to open up my office. Well, I got all 3, and they all came at a little bit different times. But then just last week, my business partner is moving to town, and he's ready to open up an office. And so we put the deposit down on Friday. And so I'm not going to call it complete until I make my first phone call from my new desk. But we're opening up the office. Also, my business partner that's opening it with me he's a rock star. So I can't wait to work with him and have him, us be able to support each other, because even though he's a rock star, he admits he's really challenged to work from home. And so anyway, so just to kind of let you know how this went, all 4 of my Date with Destiny goals, like I said, it's not achieved until I make my first call, but really it looks like there's no reason this shouldn't go through, but it doesn't mean it won't. It's not a deal till it's a deal, right? So anyway, all 4 of those goals to achieve took me 17 months. They were 1-year goals, so instead of taking 12 months, it took me 17 months, all right? And that's the truth about setting goals and creating outcomes that you want. They may not happen on your schedule, but if you don't have any goals at all, who knows what's going to happen? So I want to encourage you again to take on this structure. This is a fine structure to work with. All right. So that's what happened last week. So overall, it was really successful, even though in the middle it was really dark. The middle of the week, my girl and I were really bumping our heads, and it got really, really dark. But the way it all wrapped up, it turned out better than I couldn't imagine. I did not have any idea that we would be able to get the office this month. We've been working at it, and it happened. So anyway, great things. All right, next week, what's happening next week? All right, here we go. So of course, my number one thing, the one thing is going to be those 5 hot prospecting calls per day. They're all set up today, so I'm confident I'm going to nail that today. And this is Monday through Friday. And then the other money goal is 30 minutes per day on QuickBooks. I just got to get in there and keep getting more comfortable with it, keep building my QuickBooks skills so that I have a basic knowledge and basic skill set of the back end and how all of that works. All right. The results are still the same. I still am looking for 2 new accounts. That's the goal. And I have a revenue goal, and I will share the percentage of hitting that with you next week. All right, let's go to the second one, health. All right. We were gone this weekend, so we took a rest day, and I did legs on Saturday, did squats and such, and I'm still feeling it. Plus, we had a huge windstorm last night, so it was not a good idea to go running this morning. So we went ahead and took a recovery day this morning, and then the rest of the week is the same. We're going to do a push-pull gym workout on Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm going to get 2 miles in on Wednesday and Friday. And if we're still having these big dust storms, then I'll switch that, go to the gym and do some cardio at the gym those days. All right. And relationships, action goals, 2 supportive workouts. We talked about the workouts, and so I'm excited. I'm really excited. If we can actually get this nice groove going with the 2 of us going to the gym, being partners, it's going to be a huge improvement in our relationship. At least I think so, and I think it will be for her too. And so I'm really excited about that. 1 book study session, so we'll have that this week. And then I want the bedroom project that I've been telling you about. I want to complete half of that, have it halfway done by the end of this week. And then, of course, the results, nice heart with R&B, that's my girl, and me. Anyway, because that's really important to me. My relationship with her and with my friends are very important to me. I've been very independent my whole life, and I feel like Stephen Covey talks about in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you've got dependent, independent, and then interdependent. And interdependent is when you have 2 independent people that are able to come together and work as one. And that's called synergy. And that's basically when you have 1 + 1 will give you 3, 4, or 5, because the 2 of you together in that partnership creates a relationship, creates an energy that is far superior to what either one of those people could have created on their own. All right, let's wrap this thing up. I like to say a good meeting starts on time and ends early, and I'm got about 30 seconds left on the official time here. So I'm going to wish you a great week. That's what's happening. I told you what's coming up for this week. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I appreciate, if you're listening, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate YouTube. So there's this forum. By the way, I'm just doing this on my phone on a cheap little stand here. So that's another thing. I want to see just how far this this video blog or whatever it's going to be, just how far it's going to go. And so I want to show you guys exactly how bare bones we're starting, because a lot of time our head can get in the way of us getting into action. I'll speak for myself. A lot of times my head can get in the way of getting into action. Anyway, have a great week. Love you guys. Take care.